Hello.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Tesseract, the game where we're late. The audio is fine on my end, so let me know if it's terrible.
Yep, and I will fix it if it is.
The
Yeah.
game where we're late because I'm a terrible person.
The game where we're late because even when you schedule things, sometimes things just go long.
No, shut up! You did it too!
Am I the only one that always keeps my volume off?
Oh, no, I normally had it off. I just forgot about it, so. That's why it's weirdly quiet. I should get the music on.
Oh,
because
that's-
we're terrible
yeah.
at filling audio. How's everybody doing today?
I
Hey,
hope they're doing
I have a
well.
question.
Yes.
How do I enter the giveaway?
I actually, it was implied, but it wasn't specifically described, so I changed it. You enter during the break by answering the question in the chat with your best answer. Please only answer once. If you flood it, we're not even going to consider you.
But Logan, how do I enter the giveaway?
Well,
How do I enter the giveaway?
you
What
both...
is the giveaway for? That's important.
Paul, you had a fun fact?
What's the giveaway?
The,
Fun fact.
the giveaway is where we give things away. Yeah, no, shoot for it.
Okay. Dolphins have and are currently being used as
Currently,
soldiers. Yeah. Dolphins are used in war.
I didn't know they were still What
Well,
what dolphin
I don't
wars
wanna
are going
fight a
on right now?
dolphin.
No, there was some report that came out recently. I guess that a beluga whale was found. I think a whale was found on
With a
eastern.
laser backpack?
No, with recording and microphone and spy equipment. They were found
That's
on
fucking
European shore.
dumb.
Yeah, the Russians strapped.
No, it wasn't even the Russians. The whale did that.
actually.
Oh, yeah.
He's a
They
spy whale.
strapped all this equipment to a whale, and then they trained it how to go to European shores, and it would go on shores, and they would listen in on what was going on in other countries.
The Russians also employed a fucking bear named Wojtek. That's
I love him.
that's my. I think it's a
Tactical
woman.
bear.
Rest in peace, Thunder Bear.
Thunder Bear, yeah, the real Thunder Bear.
Yeah.
All right, everybody, remember where we left off?
Also, just so people know, in
Okay.
case they don't, the giveaway is for a bunch of Grim Hollow stuff, which is actually really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, go check out
There's a
the.
Kickstarter going on, right?
Open a new tab. Go to the community page. I don't think it's live yet.
Oh, it's not live. No,
Yeah.
I don't think it is yet, but it will be soon.
Go to the community page. Everything should be there, all the fine details. So go grab your mom, have her open up Arcane Arcade on a new tab, and I'm gonna run an ad right now.
Yeah, you have to have permission from your mom to enter.
Unless you're 16 or
No.
older.
No,
You have to, unless
Just-
you're 55.
your
can-
mom's
you
answer
gotta call
defaults
your
to
mama.
no if
Call
you're
her.
under 16.
See, this is why no one knows how to enter, because we always
You
give
need
all
your
this
mom's
random info
permission.
that isn't true.
Because we're awesome. Where'd we leave off?
We left off making our way back to Arkenberg.
Yes, you
With,
did.
Oh, we
200
made it
horses.
to
Exactly
Arkenberg,
200
didn't we?
horses, plus 5, because you have 5 horse cowboys.
We were walking into the city, I think, when we cut off. Or very close to.
We
I
did
don't
speed
know
through it a
where
little
any
bit. When did you send off that letter?
Probably would have taken me a couple of days to make that realization. So probably about halfway through the journey.
Okay. So it'll be maybe a half a day ahead of you, and their response will follow suit.
Perfect. And if anything happened to my familiar, I would feel it disappear on me. So
Okay.
I would know if my letter was intercepted.
Only if the familiar was damaged.
Only if the familiar was damaged or
Yes.
killed.
All right. You guys wander through the prairie, singing your prairie songs.
It's just Hendrix.
Yeah.
All right, which military song is this?
Country roads,
Oh, I thought it would have sung
take me home.
super
Hey,
basic ass
Logan, they're
music.
saying
Oh.
your camera is delayed, according to when you speak.
That's very weird.
That's strange. We've never had that problem before.
Yeah, I actually don't know.
Don't know how to fix that. You're just gonna have to be a little laggy.
That kind of sucks, but all right.
If it is that's I'll try to fix it if we take a break.
Yeah. It's delayed several seconds. That's not
Several seconds. Okay, so
good.
if you want to go break hard, I could try to fix it real fast.
All right, we're going to drop out for a couple seconds. Sorry for all of those of you who just joined and everyone this is the first live episode of Tesseract.
Hey, this
Happy for you.
is the norm. It's okay. You'll get used to it.
Yeah, you'll get used to us not being effective. Where we go? We are break.
This definitely needs to be a gif of me just dancing behind you.
Make this a GIF, guys. Someone.
Do it.
All right. We fixed it by not doing anything, but we did have to murder Spencer as part of a ritual.
Welcome to
Unfortunately.
technology.
Where
I
we
think I know
murder
what the
people.
problem is. YouTube gets a little buggy sometimes, so I don't think the VOD will be affected by it.
It shouldn't.
But if
But-
anyone else is seeing it, then
Yeah.
If it might happen during the live stream because YouTube is not Twitch, and they're not always 100% amazing at live streaming. That's probably
fair.
just it. So sorry.
another issue that I've had recently with the live streaming is if you try to rewind, sometimes it won't let you go back to live. So watch out for that.
Weird.
Yeah.
Are we gonna play D&D?
Yeah, I'm working into that.
We'll
We've
get there.
been interrupting you, and we're just like, "Hey, get on." with it."
We'll get there.
You guys eventually pass through the area where the mines are. You see a few people that are kind of working between the two caves, wave at you. Maybe a couple are on break, maybe they're just being fucking lazy. You go further and further and you enter the valley. Mountains begin to surround you, the air is clear, and you can see the mountains on the other side. It's actually a very beautiful sight. That might be why a few of you have chosen to spend a few days or a few years here. Eventually, you make your way into town. It's a very large, very ornate settlement. This is the central city of half of this continent, so they're very well off. The horses are brought to distant stables on the end, and the horsemen will wave at you, and they'll begin talking to some of the people at the local stables. You make your way into Arkenberg.
As we make our way to the stables, I want to see the stable guy that we got our horses from. If it's
He
the same
is
one.
currently staying at a pretty rundown inn.
Okay, I'll find him later.
Okay.
Logan, question for you.
Also,
Yes.
What kind of town is Arkenberg? Is it a farm town? Is it a
It's a city.
right? What kind of
So,
city? Like,
There-
do they have like a thing they do, or
They have this place that most people who are local here are familiar with. Give me 1 second. It is called Hearth Road. This is where a lot of the sort of exciting area is.
Okay.
There's hundreds of different. Give me a quick second. I was going to describe it later, but
how many like roughly? Because I want an idea on size. What's like the population of the town?
you'd gauge well in the tens of thousands.
Oh fuck! This place is huge.
It's really big, yeah.
holy crap.
It fills out maybe a third of this valley.
way bigger than I thought it was.
Yeah, this is very big. They've reached a bit of hard times with the wars and the famine, so some of the streets are a bit more empty than you'd expect,
Okay.
but that is the basic populace.
Okay.
Hearth Street is a curving public walkway with well over 100 places to spend or waste money.
Oh, Main Street.
Gambling halls, taverns, hookah lounges, inns, shops, magic item places, pretty much anywhere.
Ooh.
As we're re-entering the town.
One
'cause-
quick note, their exports are from the different towns and villages that they own.
Okay.
So, what's it called? Lockheim, the place to the north that you just went.
Yeah.
That was one of their main exports, was horses.
Okay. Do they know we leveled up?
No,
We leveled up.
our good friends leveled up after they beat the game because
I didn't fix the overlay, but we leveled up.
they
We're level
essentially
9 now.
they essentially fought a slightly weaker Kraken. So I was like, you know what?
So we're awesome now.
Yeah.
I will group the party up as things are getting loud because the hustle bustle of the city
Okay.
as a way to kind of mask what I'm saying.
Okay.
And I'll look at all of the party and I'll say, I don't think after a lot of consideration with the letter being destroyed, I don't think it is wise to tell Arkenberg about the people. I'd rather tell the Mending. I know them. I trust them.
What do you mean? we did?
No, what we did, sure, but not about the.
And you're saying this in a very hushed tone, kind
Yes.
of in a quieter area of the street?
Yes.
Okay.
Not about the others. The people, the fish people.
Why
Whose
not?
names I am.
They were to make a relationship with Altenberg.
They were, but I was running back through some notes in my head, and all of my work, organizing notes, organizing everything, just leads to one thing. Every nation here is at war, and no one is trying to make peace, and I don't know why. I'm afraid if we tell them, then they're just going to go take the information forcibly. They're not going to make peace. If we tell the Mending, I know them. They're non-violent. They want to stop all fighting. They will definitely be allies, and not. We won't be unwittingly making enemies for them.
So we won't be lying. We'll just be excluding some truth.
I don't think
Not
that's-
telling them is not lying. If they ask, though, I will tell them.
That's fair enough.
I owe them that much.
I don't expect you to throw away your beliefs to follow my word, but
I also want to protect these people and stop the fighting. If
Right.
this is what you think is best, then
I
So be it.
truly don't know. I just know who I trust, and who I don't know if I trust.
trust
Honestly,
is a difficult thing. But it is the key to many civilization and war.
So,
Yes.
are you ready to go finish up this job?
Yeah, I am.
All right.
Now would be the time, if we're talking about trust, to let you know that I have alerted the Mending to their existence, though I haven't told them where they are.
Okay.
I would suppose as much, as you are a part of them. Perry, I've thought about it on the way here. I think I want to join your mending. Stopping these monsters and creating peace throughout the world is something that I would see happen.
Once we're done talking to the general, then we can. I don't know if I should go and talk, actually. I'm not supposed to be on this mission with you guys. I might just
what
go
do you
find
mean?
out. Well, the Mending sent me, not the general. Remember when we went and talked to him? He kind of kicked me out. I can go find my contact and then bring you to him. And if either of you are interested in joining as well,
The Mending.
yes.
Does Mending like pirates?
The
Or
Mending,
piracy?
the Mending likes anyone that wants to stop the fighting.
Pirates
doesn't-
kind of don't want to stop fighting.
I want to
They're-
stop the monsters that are in the sea.
You already know about them, so worst that can happen is meeting a contact. Problem with you is that the Mending also doesn't exactly go out looking for glory.
Well, I'm already part of a group, so that's fine.
What group?
The Golden Gathering.
What is this golden
Do I know
gathering?
who that is?
Everyone knows what the Golden Gathering
We're
is.
just like, ugh.
pretty much. They're like, oh, you're one of those. The Golden Gathering is the YouTube of adventurers. They hire anyone and everyone. Some people make it big, some don't. They undercut everyone they hire.
Is it known that they undercut everyone they hire? Or is that just kind of
So
like...
he says,
Yeah.
I'm a part of the golden gathering, and we're
They
like,
don't pay me enough.
And yeah, we're just like, oh.
Oh.
Sorry.
Yeah, I'm a YouTuber. We're sorry.
It's up
yeah.
to you. I know that...
Probably a no.
Alright.
Yeah, Jacob has rock hair and half of it's gone because they're in front of a green screen.
Sorry. That's why I was late. Oopsie.
Oopsies.
Okay, so how long will it take us to make it to the general?
You'd figure maybe an hour.
This is where I split off. I'll find the contact and find a place for us to meet with him.
I think I'm going to go pray.
All right.
Why? Because I need to organize my spells.
Well, it would be good for... The general would probably appreciate all 3 members of the people hired to go. But
Well,
I
what we
can't
could
speak
do
for him, so...
Is say we lost him along the way and would extra compensation.
He's
so we
in
get
the
some more
city.
money.
There are soldiers
We shall
everywhere.
go and let's go. Let's go tell the general what we did. I will not be lost. We can pray later.
We'll tell him he died. He's literally in the city.
They're like, hey, what? Aren't you dead?
He's dead! And he's like, no, I can see him through the window. He's in that tavern room.
I'm gonna go. I'll go to the mines and look for my contact.
The mines is like 3 days away.
Well, fuck me. I'll wait for a letter and
Okay.
go to whatever would qualify as my home.
Okay.
I don't know if I have my own place
Your
or if
house.
I have.
Yeah, you have like a studio apartment.
Perfect.
Very near to the library.
You know
just so
what?
the commute's cheap.
In that case, that would probably be the usual return address for
Okay.
letters
Yeah.
that have sent. So I'll go there and wait for
Sounds good.
A message from the mending.
All right. The rest of you go to the general. Can I get a consensus? You doing that too?
Yes.
All right.
I go to. What are you doing here?
Get out! You approach, and a couple of the guards look at you. One of them stops you. The other one goes in. He just waits there kind of awkwardly, not letting you in. The other one comes out less than a minute later, nods to him, and they let you in. Inside is a bit more of an orderly scene than the last time you were here. There's nothing broken, and the general seems a bit more calm. And he looks up at you. There's a few pegs in the map in front of him. You
So-
return.
We got you 200 horses.
We have
Exactly
brought you the
200.
horses.
Well, they have been counted, and your success is very interesting. 200 is definitely going to turn the war.
Well, very good. We have completed our task.
I have an audience with the king very soon, but I have a message for you and a visitor. Your success has scared some of the nobles. They're outside of my jurisdiction, but they very much
Nobles here.
help keep this city running. Yes. They think you're spies. The Black Knights.
Yeah, we really don't like them.
It is unfortunate.
They're like huge assholes. They,
All right. Well, my visitor is going to clarify that. Do you all agree with that?
yeah,
You fine with that?
That's fine.
All right.
We got nothing to hide.
I'll be back in about a half an hour or so. Hopefully with a reward or a statement from the king, because that's where I'm going. So pray for me on my way out. He stands up, leaves, swings open the door.
I throw a holy symbol at him. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, you're blessed.
The power of Christ compels you.
Yeah. About a minute passes, and someone walks into the room. They're cloaked very beautifully in these white robes that have archaic runes that kind of run down the edges and drapes of it.
Oh boy.
How many of you have been here for a long time?
Few months.
A couple years.
Sindrix?
Oh, jeez. I've probably lived here the better part of 8 months.
Okay.
He travels a lot.
I need you two to make a history check, and I need you to make one with disadvantage if you would like to.
Sure, I'm interested. Come on,
Ooh.
double crit. Dang.
I got 19.
I got.
An interesting detail is that this woman wears
Oh, it's
a plain reflective mask in the shape of like an upturned almond. And it looks honestly just like a mirror. That's a
8.
bit curved. 8? What'd you get?
My character sheet is loading. History, you said?
Yes.
That would also be an 8.
Clayton? This is someone you've never run into, or a type of person you've never run into. It's somewhat standard practice, well above your ranking in cities. This is a trust binder. They're people that nobles pay very hefty sums for to clarify and earn absolute truth during interrogations.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
I don't know this.
And since my charisma is so low, I'm going to actually say that out loud.
What exactly do
You
you say?
just say oh no.
Because your charisma.
Oh, you just say, oh no?
Yeah.
Nice.
What?
Oh boy.
Who is this?
This person is one of many who nobles will hire to get absolute truth out of somebody.
You are interrogator.
She reaches into her sleeve and pulls out a stack of what looks like 3 shot glasses, places one in front of you, one in front of Cindrix, and one in front of Elsbeth.
Clayton
Glad
just
I'm not
downs
a part
it.
of this.
There's nothing in it yet.
Oh, okay.
I
Oh,
thought it
shoot.
was invisible.
Okay.
And then she pulls out a small ornate jug. Again, Clayton, you're very perceptive today.
Okay, yay.
This jug is shaped like a mushroom.
What?
Oh,
Mushroom jug.
Okay.
Classic.
It's
I know what that
book you
means.
read.
that's okay.
And she pours them and holds her hand to you. she pours into each of the glasses and says,
Oh my god, she just.
"Please comply. When I inscribe a rune to you, drink from the glass." She
This
holds
is-
up her fingers and traces a mark on your forehead.
Oh.
In the distance, you see it actually form and kind of burn in. You don't feel it. The rest of you look. It looks sort of like an arrow facing upward. It's in white, pure white, and surrounded by an aura of red.
Is this a normal thing, Clayton?
Not
Please
at all.
comply.
I think she wants you to drink that.
Wait, do I drink it? Yeah, I'm gonna drink it.
He seems very confused and a bit like standoffish a bit, as he doesn't know what's going to happen.
She traces the rune over your forehead.
All right.
It just
Please
something so
comply.
you can't lie, which you don't do anyway, so you'll be fine.
Right. I hope so.
Might be a little rough on Clayton.
I drank it.
Thank you. I will return once the effects have begun. She leaves.
This is like the dead.
Need everyone to make a Constitution saving throw at disadvantage.
It's very convenient that I'm not here,
Can I just willingly fail?
Yeah.
because I probably wouldn't
Come
do
on.
it.
He just lets it. He's like,
Oh, wait,
Right.
disadvantage.
Disadvantage, yes.
18.
11.
Yeah, 18.
I got
0.
Clayton, this is really fucking weird. Because you're like, oh no, she's gonna make me tell the truth. You drink it. Nothing super crazy interesting happens. You figure maybe it worked, maybe it didn't. You can't quite tell. Because you can't see through the eyes of your allies.
What?
Clayton,
The
tell me
two of
why.
you, between 5 to 10 minutes, it definitely happens much quicker for you, Cindrix, but after about 7 minutes, you succumb to the effects. You feel like you're floating, as if you're slowly drifting out of the chair and you keep looking back and realize you're not moving. The room begins to warp ever so slightly, as if your positioning is a bit offset, and your thoughts become your sentences. You can't hold anything back
Oh,
at all.
that's weird.
Okay.
So you have about 2 minutes before she returns.
I
This
probably
is
look
much
very
better
dumb.
than what that old lady gave us.
You took drugs? This is drugs? I don't want drugs.
No,
this is not
it's-
what I wanted.
It's mushrooms. That's a special.
You're an idiot. You know nothing.
Uh,
I didn't mean to say that. I'm sorry.
Rude. I will have you know I read a
didn't mean
book.
it.
I found a book in that ancient temple about mushrooms that I've been reading this whole
Mushrooms?
time.
It was mushrooms.
Conrad, make an intelligence check.
It was me all along.
Wait, intelligence 4.
All right. You're explaining to him that you found a book, and you're like, holy crap, that must have worked on me.
So
You
now
think
we
it worked?
can't tell lies. None of us can tell
This is
lies.
very useful. We should all be like this for forever. Except I do not like that.
I don't like this.
She
like
steps
this.
back.
You are
She
a
steps
tyrant,
back
and
into
you
the
have
room.
many things to hide. Oh, I am saying things I do not mean to say. Seems I cannot hold my tongue.
Like, maybe I should not be like this.
Something very strange for the two of you. It's a bit unsettling, but also comforting. Her face is identical to yours.
What?
Oh, it's like an oval mirror, and then I nice.
And you feel an alien kinship toward her. You feel like you can tell yourself anything.
Well, this is very nice. I feel as if I could tell you anything.
Are you allies of the Black Knights of the
No.
Hollow?
I hate them.
Those guys suck so much. That,
I would have Indo smite them with holy fire, and have them all burn and die. Though I do not enjoy conflict, I would love to see them burn.
And then he kind of thinks about what he says, and he's like,
I swear I do not mean that.
What is your opinion?
Of the Black Knights?
Yes.
They're a bunch of assholes.
Are you?
An asshole?
Yes.
Yes.
Does this make you an ally?
No. Different type of asshole.
Did you receive payment from them in any way?
other than the horses, no.
Horses,
Horses.
which was for
They
your
didn't pay
city.
us, did they? Did you guys get paid?
We did not
No.
receive any money, or
Oh, they also gave us 5 cowboys, but I think they have to go back.
And they also tried to kill us. Well,
and they
almost
burned a
killed us.
letter.
That too. They,
What was the contents of this letter?
Oh, it was a letter of binding to another race for Arkenberg, but they burned it as they do not want any allies.
For Arkenberg.
Yes.
You stare at yourself for a moment.
I'm just like,
That's probably fine.
he sees himself and he's like,
Yeah.
it's cool.
So, the job we had to do was fight off some bandits. The bandits turned out to be a half-breed race of like fish people
Sea
off the
stalkers.
north coast. That when we found them, were actually very intelligent, and as seeing as the Black Knights did not like them and wanted us to exterminate them, we thought you might like to have.
Agent Perry told us not to tell them.
Well, yeah.
Who
that's
is
true.
Perry?
Perry accompanied us on the way there.
Who is Perry?
She is a wizard. She casts illusions, and she's with the Mending.
Are the Mending allies of the Black Knights?
No, not at all.
Aside from the 5 shepherds, were you accompanied?
Once by this guy named Charlie, but I didn't like him either. He was also an.
He was more of a prisoner, and then he became a friend.
Yeah.
What they said.
Were you followed?
By horses.
By horses. Not by anyone we noticed.
She looks down, and for a brief moment, you see her hand almost.
Oh, maliciously, I do not think so. Unless there were malicious horses.
He would say anything on his
Just
mind.
letting you know, Clayton's also laughing this much.
This figures, Clayton, pretty much only you notice. Her arms just droop.
Can I ask a question?
1.
Where can I buy the mushrooms?
Do not tell her. It is illegal. Wait, this is legal. Is it legal to have the mushroom juice?
It is a part of my order. Few are permitted to join, and you do not qualify.
Okay. It's alright.
Tell me all you know of the plans of the Black Knights of the Hollow.
They plan on gathering items in order to stop the monsters, I think, or control the monsters. And I think they are looking for magical things, and they're planning on winning the war. But that's about all I know, I think.
What war?
All
Not
bored.
certain.
They
All of them.
They just want to take over everything, honestly.
I think they do want to take over everything.
Yeah. Oh, and what was it? They're having some like really powerful people show up in like the town that we came from, because we saw this like really big guy with like a helmet.
Explain.
And like I knew he was like really tough because like everyone was afraid of him, and like you
Your
couldn't see
helmet,
his face.
Big eyes.
Like there was
really tall.
red eyes coming from the helmet, but it was like black.
Super
underneath.
scary.
It was really cool. Honestly, I would have.
I thought it was cool. I thought it was terrifying.
Imagine having that helmet. That'd be
I would
so-
scare everyone. Oh, I can understand how that would be cool.
Surrounded by idiots.
Her arm's still drooping.
No, it was reinvigorated when she asked her last question.
Oh, okay.
As a final and personal question, have you taken any actions against them?
Oh yeah, tons.
Black Knights.
Oh yes, I told them that I hope they die. No. I told them that I hope that they fail on their quests.
I think you also mentioned death.
Oh, and yep, I wish that they would die.
Words without meaning are not actions.
Well, because I don't want to actually do it. I just said that.
Well, you could say it this way, that I incited a little bit of internal discord between them, because
My questioning is done. The effects will wear off in under an hour. Goodbye.
By me.
Goodbye.
She leaves.
She was surprisingly nice.
Yes,
I'm gonna fall out of my chair.
you all right?
Did she take the liquid with her?
Yeah, she put it back in her.
Oh, okay.
Take the magic drugs.
Can I have you two roll 1d4? That interrogation lasted about 20 minutes.
Oh,
You were just never under the effects of
4.
All right. So your effects begin to kind of fade out. You feel a little bit queasy, like maybe something isn't sitting right in your stomach. You feel kind of like you're slowly dropping to the floor. It doesn't feel great.
It's like
Just want to let you know.
Mhm.
Here's how to play cleric. Those are my spells.
Oh, yeah, that's the game.
here's
Big,
how to play
That
cleric.
shit.
yeah. The general walks back into the room. You're kind of fading out of it. Syndrix, you're still full force.
Yep.
Uh,
He doesn't even really feel lightheaded that much. He just kind of feels good.
he walks in. Roll a charisma. Just flat charisma.
That would be. Sorry. 16.
All right. He walks in, and from your perspective, you feel a bit heightened. You feel a bit better about yourself.
Cool.
He looks weaker than he did.
Oh,
As
you
if-
look weak.
You wouldn't
That
laugh.
was rude.
He was drugged.
I didn't mean to say that.
He, honestly,
Nobles do have strange ways.
he doesn't really know what he's saying. It's
What do you mean?
And
you do not
yourself.
understand me?
I don't have time for this.
Why, what are you doing all day?
War.
Ah, war, yes. I fought in a war. I fought in many wars.
I'm sorry about this.
I have no intentions to gag you, but I do have desires.
Do not gag me, I will be angry.
Man, stop talking.
I can't. I can't help it.
One more thing comes out of your mouth. I'm gonna have to gag you. The king is pleased. He has offered each one of you.
You spoke to the king?
I can
Yes,
hit
I
him
did.
if you want.
As long as they're respectful statements, don't get in the way, just shut the fuck up. Kindly. He pulls out 3 little bags, sits one in front of you. Sounds like a small handful, maybe dozens of coins. One in front of you, one in front of you.
Ooh, money. I can use this to buy things.
And in addition to the king being pleased, of course, you're now a bit high in the social ranks of things. The nobles are also happy with their answer. They have a gift collectively. He holds up something that the two of you definitely recognize. I would say you would too. It's a pretty common thing, like in concept, very rarely given out.
All right.
This is called an endos token. ENDOS. Alone, they're worth, especially you would know this, they're worth around, on the black market, 25 platinum.
I'll sell that shit.
But Syndrix, I would say that you would know, and perhaps Clayton, it can be used to request a single favor from almost any noble or king. Anyone with residing power will see this token as something you've done for a kingdom and see you as good people. Or you can sell it on the black market.
Ah, a favor. Very good. I will cherish it.
I will
Favor.
hold on to this for the group, and I'll put it away.
All right.
Wait, what do you question it for?
I roll insight. 13. I think.
Well, I rolled it. I'm not trying to deceive you.
I still want to know your.
She
12.
doesn't understand what you mean by favor.
I want to insight her, and figure out what she means when she questions it and says favor.
With a 13 and she's not lying, whatever she says is the
I
result.
just want to know, like, her intentions.
She doesn't understand.
It
what
seems
you mean when you-
Oh, she doesn't know what it is?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, got it.
This is a favor. Favor that the king or the nobles can
Did
grant.
we all get one?
Just one collectively.
Collective? Okay.
And I put it away.
That's a gift from the
Where are you
nobles.
taking it? I should have it.
Does have
you-
authority over the king, depending on your request. I've never gotten one, so it's none of my fucking business.
Sorry, Clayton, you can hold on to it, even though I think you're an idiot. God.
Can you please leave? I have this map laid out. I was in the middle of stuff. Then I got bombarded. I don't know why they used my office to interrogate you. At least the timing was
Do you
alright.
hate when that happens?
I really do. I
Yeah,
really,
I understand.
really do.
Alright, I'll get out of your hair.
We're gone now. Bye.
Thank you.
Can I take a peek at the map that he has out?
Yeah, you see an incredibly detailed map of Cassiflow, the region. You see a few red circles and a lot of different troops. You see a bulk of newly added horses inside of Arkenberg with a few kind of string pins to where they might be going. You pretty much gather that there's a lot of war going on
Yeah.
in a few different towns.
And
Okay.
how much gold was in the bag exactly?
In your personal bag, there was 10 platinum,
10. Oh.
and everyone present received 10 platinum.
Ooh.
While you're waiting, Perry, you receive a note.
Uh-oh.
Fantastic. I will open some
And
notes.
it's a very interesting way that they deliver this note. Your familiar actually returns a bit earlier than the note
Okay.
does. Maybe a couple hours later, you receive what looks like a scroll case, full, complete with the strap, flying on the wings of an eagle,
What? That's awesome.
and you receive it. Sometimes this is one of the things that you receive. You assume maybe he has a few contacts in town, depending on what resources he has. Do you open it?
Yeah.
Okay. It says, with your script, the kind of the pattern that you use to keep it encrypted, it says his guide is on the way down from the mines and should meet you roughly 5 days. You discern from a few of the codes. This one takes a little while to discern because it's alluding to something else. It says he will meet you at the end of those 5 days at the Greasy Badger.
Fantastic. Trying to figure out
What
what
a
that
great
is.
name.
And then you see at the bottom, in red text, something else. And it takes you a little while to discern this. It says, be wary. Riders pass through the mines toward Arkenberg a day after you.
Any description of the writers?
No.
No. Okay.
It could be pretty much anything, because occasionally he has had misguided suspicions about some adventurers maybe just venturing from the upper areas down. The red text is a little strange.
It was intending to draw me to it.
Yes. You guys step out into the city of the town? No, yes, the city of Arkenberg.
Yeah, it was difficult, right?
I know.
Okay. The first thing Clayton does is goes and finds that one guy who has his necklace.
Oh,
Hey, where are you going?
To find that guy who has my necklace.
Who's that?
Oh, he's got my money. Let's go find him.
he's near the edge of town, maybe an hour and a half away, kind of off the distance of where the stables that you brought the horses to. You step inside and you see him. He's talking to a couple of the cowboys that actually came down from, not Lynnhaven, what's it called? Shoot, Lockheim. And he's discussing with them. A couple of them kind of break out into a soft laughter. And he turns up at you. Oh, you survived. Did you bring back my horses?
Yeah. We brought him with all the rest of them. You should already have them.
Well, shit. Where'd you put your cart?
What was it? It was leading the pack that brought the 200 horses in.
Well, then, it was off of my little old radar. How much did I take from you?
You took my necklace.
Oh, yes. He takes it off, and it's like on the inner lining of his shirt, and he hands it back to you.
It's all sweaty.
I put it back on.
It's a little gross.
You owe me 30 gold. I gave it to you.
You'll get it when I see the horses. And he stands up,
Sounds like he doesn't have the gold.
pulls out a little walking stick. You shut your observant mouth.
Oh.
I have 25.
Sorry, I forgot. Did I give you something as well? If I did, it does not matter.
I don't believe so. I assumed you wouldn't come back. That's on me.
What are your thoughts about this situation?
You like we would die?
Yes.
Very hard to kill.
Well, that is very mean of you to think.
Oh,
Well, we were forced out of there, me and my son and everyone else, and there was like 300 people that came out
Not
of the
assuming
fucking...
that we would die taking our things before we would die.
That's what you do when you give people things. It's
that's
like,
annoying.
I was assuming I was selling dying horses to you, not that, you know what, this is a complicated business endeavor. I would like to see my horses, please.
It sounds like you're giving up the argument because you don't want to go any further because you feel
That's correct.
uncomfortable.
Please stop observing my inner thoughts.
I can't. My thoughts are in my voice now, and I cannot stop them.
Fantastic. You would be amazing if you were my wife. Let's go.
I'm gonna lead him to where
Okay.
the horses are.
He hobbles out a little slowly. He unfastens the horses, kind of observes them. Yeah.
I would cast sending to, I guess, Cindrix. She doesn't know anything that's going on.
Okay.
And she would say, got a letter. We will meet with my contact in 5 days. Come to, and I'll give my address,
Okay.
whatever it be. Not a lot of room, but you can stay here.
Okay. That's what you receive.
I say, I already have a place in the church. I appreciate your kindness, but I can sleep there unless you would like to meet.
Cindrix, who are you
It's a little
talking
lengthy.
It's a memory.
Yeah, it's.
Oh, fuck.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I'm saying she doesn't know what's going on though.
Oh, Perry has sent me a message in my head.
Okay.
Yes.
You probably get that at the end of it. You get it.
I
It might-
appreciate the kindness. Oh, that was Perry sending me a message.
It was honestly probably like cut off in the middle of your
Oh,
sentence.
that was
Yeah.
Perry's.
Yeah. So what's everybody doing?
Okay. I'm gonna tell the group that I have a couple errands to run,
I
and
also have errands to run.
Yeah, the old man will unfasten his horses and kind of hobble him back to his.
does the cart no longer have any horses to carry?
No, it doesn't.
Oh,
Gotta buy them.
okay.
You can- You'd assume they might have maybe kept a few just for retail value.
That's okay.
They'll be expensive.
I'll have a backup plan.
Okay.
But I'm gonna go find a shop just to buy a chest, like a good lockbox to put that thing we just got in.
Okay.
The one worth like 25 platinum.
Oh yeah. What? Like how good of a lock do you want?
1 second. Let me tell you.
Okay.
10 to 15 gold worth lock cards.
1 second.
Like I want to make sure this thing is secure, and I'm gonna put it in the cart.
You know what? Jacob, can you get back here for a quick second?
Oh, shit. Yep.
We're gonna go ahead and take that super cool break.
Oh. Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Whoa, what do you need me for?
I need you because we're gonna put the prompt question here.
The question
The question.
for the giveaway?
So-
What?
Bring every other viewer here during the break.
Heck yeah. Oh,
That was beautiful.
thanks.
So what I need you guys to answer, and during the last 5 minutes of the break, we're gonna kind of get our own personal answer.
And what is the context of the answer? Like what are they trying to complete? What is their goal?
You mean what's the question?
No,
Or
like
the
what?
phrase?
What are they trying? Are they trying to be factual?
They want to be funny.
Funny.
We're looking for funny because Jacob and Spencer had a bad day, and Paul and I are looking for some good memes.
So
yes.
hot in
I'm just here.
California, I want to die.
It is.
Yeah,
It is.
I
a
got in my
nightmare.
car earlier after it was outside for like 2 hours, and I like almost like it felt like I was gonna pass out until the AC kicked on. I was like, oh,
Is it a
God.
cool 99 degrees today, or is it 100 and like?
It's
It's
104.
it's 100. No, it's 109 today.
The question has nothing to do with temperature.
Oh no.
So we're gonna pose this question, then we're gonna go on break. I'll say it twice, and I'll put it in the chat. I guess, prompt. It's
Like
not
a
so much a
prompt.
question. Yeah. Here we go. The king is dead. The war is over and order is restored. Finally, it's time for blank. It's my
Oh
favorite
my
question.
God.
It's really
Say-
fucking
say it
good.
again.
The king is dead. The war is over and order is restored. Finally, it's time for blank.
So
You
many-
can.
I should have transitioned right when I finished. But
No, you shouldn't have.
Okay. What were you gonna say?
Are we still up?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Just to let you guys know, putting in a super chat is not going to help you your chances anymore.
It will help us with donations, though.
Yeah, I think we appreciate the donations, but that's not gonna. We're gonna read all of them. So
That'll go to gear, not your book. But.
yeah, we won't go. Oh, that one's cooler because it's green. Like yeah.
Alright,
Don't
cool.
spam the chat.
And don't spam the chat.
Yeah,
we will
spam the chat,
disqualify
you're
you
done.
for spamming. All right.
Might even.
Thanks everybody.
Yeah. All right. Bye.